Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our weekly business talk show, MarketWatch 360. And tonight we're having another female entrepreneur and restaurant business owner, and also auto body shop business owner as well. And she's running multiple business at the same time. She's a wife, and she's a female entrepreneur, and she's a mom as well, right?
Yes.
She is just amazing, and I can't wait and to unfold stories about her and letting the community get to know more about her. So welcome to the show, Fusi.
Thank you.
Okay, so to start with, where are you coming from?
Where do I live?
No, where are you coming from to the show?
So I just came from a catering event, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
We've been setting that up.
Yeah, that's exactly what most restaurant owners that have been doing, and after this after this pandemic, right? It's
Yes.
kind of like not really after. It's kind of like post-pandemic period, right?
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feels like we're still in it.
Yeah, feels like that. So, would you like to share about your background and your stories and behind the scene, and how did you start your business?
Yeah. So, my background is basically I went to school for entrepreneurship. I really love business, love building businesses, and what happened was with this specific business, Tokemoana Foods. My father retired here. He's from Tonga. It's in the South Pacific, and he retired from his job here in the U.S. He moved back to the islands, built a house, and while he was there, it's just what everyone does. So everyone has land for their home, and then basically land to grow food. And so he started a plantation, was growing lots of crops, and then he would ship containers here. I eventually turned that into a business, and we were selling frozen root vegetables from the islands, which for us, for Pacific Islanders, is a staple. For some people or some nationalities, like it's rice. Some people, I don't know, pasta, like for Italians. For us, it's root vegetables. We can eat it by itself, or we eat it with fruit and seafood. But anyways, we started packaging and selling that to small stores and restaurants, and then decided to basically what happened was, since I was so new to the market and there's not a lot of businesses that are doing that, here in the US, we get a lot of it fresh from like Central America, South America, but getting the stuff that's actually grown at home naturally, organically, it's just a different quality, different taste. And so I knew the value of our product, but it was hard for me to convince stores and food distributors, of that.
Yeah, to do the marketing part.
Right. Mm-hmm. So basically, and then there were a few food distributors and, stores and stuff that wanted the product, but what they were willing to pay me was just not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I kind of rerouted, decided to open our own store and then do our own food distribution, basically, and we would just supply stores and restaurants, I guess, as we grew. But that turned out pretty well. And then the restaurant was born because we started cooking the food just to kind of showcase it so people could see and taste the difference. And then that just kind of took off, and that was how the restaurant was birthed.
Wow. Interesting story. So
Yeah.
basically, it's like your father inspired your entrepreneurship journey
Yes.
and started as a family business,
Mhm.
right? And from food distribution to a restaurant.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. How was the journey? Was it easy, smooth, or was it very challenging?
It has been challenging since day one.
Right.
Going into this, I knew nothing about food distribution, about importing food.
Mhm.
I basically had to learn everything from the ground up. There's, a lot of rules and regulations with the FDA, the USDA
Mhm.
for packaging, things like the UPC code, the barcode that they scan at stores.
Mhm.
I had no idea that there was a government agency in charge of that. But yeah, I had to learn everything. I had to learn the shipping process. I had to learn about once the food gets here, cold storage, and warehousing, trucking, because our store and the restaurant originally was in Utah. And everything comes in through California. So then I had to learn that side. All the packaging rules, like you have to, nutritional information, cooking instructions, like all of that stuff. It was a lot.
Yeah, I understand. So, how was business during pandemic?
During the pandemic, for the restaurant specifically,
For the restaurant business.
it was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. I think for our restaurant, because we have a very specific market for the restaurant, and we are the only Pacific Islander Polynesian restaurant in the peninsula. At the time, we did okay, but we had just the Bay Area restaurant. We had just kicked it off and opened it about a month before the pandemic hit. And so we were just gaining a lot of momentum, and then the pandemic happened and we basically had to shut down for a few weeks. And while they were trying to figure out if restaurants were essential, if we could stay open, and if we can, what do we have to do, figuring out staffing and COVID rules and regulations and all of that.
So what were your thoughts at that moment when COVID hit, and then everything just, changed, and then of course the restaurant business was kind of like shut down at that moment. So what was the first thought at that moment?
I think my first thought, to be honest, was like, okay, wow, I finally get a break.
Wow, that was very positive thought, by the way. I like it. That was very positive thought.
But that lasted maybe 1 or 2 weeks. We finally got to have a break and not work, and it was like the whole world shut down. So pretty much no one was working, nobody was going to school.
Yeah, were you worried about the business and moving forward?
I wasn't too worried because I knew that, it was just a very temporary thing, and I knew that they weren't going to shut restaurants down because it's essential. People need to eat. So, I wasn't too worried. What I was worried about was figuring out all the logistics. So for a while we did just deliveries, and then we had to do the deliveries ourselves because if we used a third party like DoorDash or something, we'd lose too much money.
Exactly. So that's how you pivot at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you lose some portion of your business when COVID hit?
You mean as far as income?
Yeah,
Oh,
like your revenue.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we were as impacted as some restaurants. I know that some restaurants were hit really, really hard,
Mm-hmm.
especially the, like the fancier sit down
Mm-hmm.
restaurants. But yeah, we were definitely impacted by COVID.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you were able to pivot, like offering deliveries.
Yes. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was absolutely necessary. So I think that was the second thing after getting a little 1 week break. Then it was like, okay, like what do we have to do, to stay in business, to make money, to, keep everyone,
Mm-hmm.
help our staff get some income, pay bills, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like any like so far what I heard were all like positive, and I really like your mindset about business. It's more about that what you're heading to, but you're still going forward, and then you're still like making changes, and along the way you stay like positive. I really like that about you. And so any negative thoughts when when things like when the whole world is shutting down, and
Hmm.
any negative thoughts, and how did you like switch to
Yeah.
positive?
Um, I think I wouldn't say negative, but I know that, when COVID hit, the government was pretty quick to respond with COVID assistance. There were the PPP loans and,
Mm-hmm.
the disaster loans and like various grants and stuff. I would say that that part was a little discouraging because when they first released it, it was like out for like a week and then all the funds were depleted, and then they did a second round and then it kind of felt like the same thing. And it seemed like the larger restaurants who, have a full staff, who have like an accounting team, an attorney, and
Mm-hmm.
private bankers and things like that, they had access to all of that like right away. Whereas smaller restaurants like us, we had to kind of figure everything out, wait for guidance and things like that. So I would say that was probably the only. Oh, and then there was a huge
Mm-hmm.
supply shortage,
Mm-hmm.
so that was a little challenging.
Mm-hmm. So what was the lesson that you learned?
The lesson that I learned, I would say, is COVID is something that I never would have expected, would not have ever known how to plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think the biggest lesson I learned is that you just have to know that when you're in business, that things can be great one day, and there might be things that happen out of your control, and everything changes. But just gotta figure it out.
Yeah. Figure out as you go,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so what are the smart moves that you made like during times like this?
Oh. um, Smart moves.
Like in regards to business, marketing, and serving your customers, and what are the changes that you made
Um,
to better serve your clients?
yeah, I think. I think it's just trying to be as prepared as possible,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and especially like as you mentioned, your clients are very specific,
Hmm.
right? And you are one of a kind like restaurant. It's not like a kind of restaurant that we see everywhere,
Right.
right? So it's unique.
Yeah.
And then so if like I was trying to think, and
Hmm.
from your standpoint, if I were
Oh.
you, I would like, wow, how am I gonna like grow my business? Because my niche like my niche is very, very like specific,
Yeah,
right?
It's very targeted.
Yeah, it's very targeted and
Grow it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But you still started the business and
Mhm.
continue growing your business.
Yeah.
So what drive you this far?
Just the fact that have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Failure's not an option. Just have to keep working and make it successful. There's a lot of people that rely on it. We have a full staff, a very full staff. They work really hard,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have to make sure that the business is successful for them.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the islands, there's my father, and he has staff there, and they rely on that income as well. They help with the farm. There's just a lot of people that rely on us.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like
And it's
responsibilities.
responsibilities, and it's just I think we all love it.
You're passionate about your business
Yeah.
and the things that you bring to your customers.
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool. So do you do most of your businesses offering like online services? So if people want to order something online, can they do that from your website or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
From our website, you can order online and then pick up or have it delivered if you're local.
Mhm.
I think it routes it directly to DoorDash and they pick up. And then we're also on DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Mhm. So you're still paying the commission for the
Yes.
delivery service.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, right now we kind of have to,
Mhm.
till things
Mhm.
pick up and we recover from COVID.
Mhm. Right. How is business now?
It's okay.
It's picking up, right?
It comes in waves. Right now in the summer, a lot of people are on vacation or, attending events or whatever in our niche market,
Mhm.
um, which is, a huge reason why we need to expand our market.
Mhm.
And it's not even about expanding the market. We would love to expose more people
Mhm.
to the food. I think people would love it.
Yeah, I believe so. I definitely want to check it out. So, have you been like thinking about utilizing any technologies for your business, and what are your next steps?
Technology.
Yeah, so far, like you mentioned, you already have like your online ordering in place,
Yes.
and you have delivery service, like you're leveraging the third party, like DoorDash and Uber Eats,
Yes.
right? And any other, right now, I think COVID is like a wake up call for most of business owners, and especially the local business owners, because before they didn't even think about like doing any online marketing or having those online infrastructures set up, right? Because that was not their business model. So local business heavily rely on walk-in. But after COVID hit and everybody started thinking, wow, I need to at least do like hybrid way, right?
Yeah.
I need walk-in, but also I need to continue serving my customers online.
Yes.
So besides the website and besides the ordering system and besides leveraging the third party, have you been doing any other like marketing, like in let's say social media marketing or any other like marketing, like continuing serving your
we
clients?
we do a lot of social media marketing. We post pretty much every day because what we've noticed is when we don't post, those days are a little slower. And that's why social media exists and that's why it's so successful because it's very visual, very in your face. And it's like before you would have to pay a lot of money to post an ad or even expose people to a picture of, your food for a millisecond. And now with social media, we're lucky because we can post. It's pretty much free to have people following your page, following your business, and paying for ads it's really cheap.
Yeah,
it's really cheap.
Very affordable.
Yeah, very, very affordable. However, I don't know if it's actually getting to the people that we need it to get to.
Yeah, I understand. We're talking about it's hard to track the ROI. It's hard to track like how much traffic that you're getting in from the social media platform.
Yeah.
So, but you're doing it. You're actually ahead of a lot of businesses. Yeah. So are you? So what are the like social media platforms that are you currently using?
Right now, mostly Facebook and Instagram. Pretty much just those two. I know that TikTok has gotten really big, so we need to get on there as well. I just need to find someone that can take over the social media and marketing stuff.
Correct. And because I'm a digital marketing consultant.
Oh, okay.
And I run my digital marketing agency.
Oh, wow.
And then actually, you're doing great because all the internet marketers know that Facebook and Instagram, especially Facebook, is the most effective like social media platform for running a business. We're not talking about getting popular, right? We're not.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about business.
Right.
Like if you're in terms of business, social media, like Facebook is the best so far, and it's the most cost effective, and it's easy to target your audiences.
Your audience, right.
And then if you just run it in the right way.
Right.
And also just so you know, since we wanna not just you, but we want the community to know that actually you don't have to hire anyone to run your social media. And there are so many like that's why I mentioned about technology, because there are so many robotic like system that you can plug in. Some of them even for free, and then they can offer customer services for you. You don't need anyone to respond to your like followers like 24/7. You can just plug in the technology, and whoever step in on your page, and then the bot is gonna follow up with them and make sure that like make sure that your clients, your customers will be well taken care of.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's very cool, right?
Yeah.
And also like in terms of like running like the ads and tracking the ROI, and there are also like the system that you can plug in, that you can track then how many clients that coming to your business because of the ads.
Because of the ad.
And then now you know how to adjust like the investment in the ads, right? Otherwise it's just the running, and that's why most people are like confused about marketing, and then people usually shy away from it because they don't know how much they have to invest in order to get like more revenue coming into their business. But just be open-minded, and then
I just meant it would be nice to have someone else do it so that I don't have to do it.
Are you doing this by yourself, or is there anyone helping you like with the Facebook ads and Facebook posting thing?
So my sister and my niece, they help reply to messages because we get a lot of messages, and those I can't really keep up with. But as far as like, creating slideshows and flyers and posting it and boosting it stuff, I've been doing it. And a lot of times, like last night, started falling asleep, and it's like 2:30, and I remembered that I hadn't posted anything, so then I had to do that. Like, falling asleep and the phone falls on your face.
Right. So what are the things that you're posting on your page? And
Usually a flyer. So I just go back and forth between a flyer and a slideshow. What I've noticed is that those two things are what works best. Flyer is good because it's just one post and people can get all the information that they need easily. So you know the menu, the hours, the address, things like that. And then most of the time I have to do like a slideshow with pictures of the food and stuff because that's, you know, that's what grabs attention and
Yeah,
makes people want to come in.
Yeah, exactly. You just creating this kind of enticing like images that people, like you said, that people want to come.
Right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And like, what else have you been doing in terms of marketing?
I would say those are probably the biggest things we've done. We did an interview with Eater SF. Is it SF Eater? We've done that. We've done a few different interviews like this, which, so, you know, most of our staff, it's my siblings and I, nieces and nephews, and we're all kind of the same where we are afraid of the camera. You know, it's just not really our personality, but we're all trying to get used to it. You know, because we have to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's actually the reason why you know, we're doing this show. It's because we understand the local business, and like I said before the show when we're chatting, and I just believe that local business owners and you guys really work so hard and just try to serve as much as you can to the community. But most people don't know the story behind the scene. And then that's why we started this show, because we want to get more exposure for the local business and business owners as well. People need to know the story and, you know, get inspired, or you know, checking out your restaurant and getting to know more about you and the restaurant, right? And that's why we started this show, because we want to help the local business owners, and we want to bring the awareness of supporting the local business.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Of course. And so do you have any like advice for the local business owners who are like suffering right now and confused and don't know what's next? Do you have any advice that you're willing to share?
Gosh, I think as far as businesses that already exist and are having trouble, I would say reach out to every nonprofit, to the SBA, to the county to see what resources are available. You know, one of the things that has been like life-saving for us is having resources like that through Renaissance in the county of San Mateo. We were able to get some help. You know, it's not like the millions that we read about other restaurants and businesses getting, but, you know, it's something that helps. I think definitely knowing that there are resources, that's huge, instead of just, you know, trying to figure it out on your own and being stressed out about it.
Just, yeah, reaching out, right?
Yeah.
Great. And what do you think about the local business will look like after pandemic? Is it gonna stay the way it was, or is it gonna be updated to the next level?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know. You know, I think that's one of the things about this pandemic is that it's like everything about it, like even COVID itself, it keeps changing. The information keeps changing. We keep learning. trying to adapt to it.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses, there's like all, new regulations everyone has to get used to. It has just changed everything in the world. There's some people who will, even if COVID, kind of dissipates, like they will still probably never feel comfortable walking into a restaurant and eating or ordering food from a restaurant because they don't know if someone there is sick or
Right.
so I feel like it's really hard to predict. I know where we're located on Middlefield, they're doing construction. They're trying to, I think, beautify it, make wider sidewalks and stuff so that it's more accessible to pedestrians and safe, which is great. I think actually the government has done a good job about trying to do things to help businesses, small businesses.
Yeah, small businesses, the local business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you that nobody knows. Nobody knows the answer, probably.
Yeah.
But we're all in this together, and just need to reach out and figuring out the ways, right?
Yeah.
So what are the steps that you are thinking for your business? And I know that you're running. You just started another business, right? And would you like to talk about that? Because I mean, times like this, most people are like struggling, right?
Yeah.
But you actually started, you started a new business during times like this, and I would say that you are bold. And then, would you like to share about that story?
Yeah, I'll just say it's because of COVID. I think that's one of the things that COVID did teach me is that you can't rely on just one thing.
Right.
You have to diversify your income basically. So if something happens with the food industry or, with COVID, like no one predicted that this would happen. It really affected all businesses. And so, my mindset is I need to have more stuff so that if one is affected, I still can pay my bills and support my family with this thing and vice versa. So,
Multiple life streams.
yeah. So that is the reason behind that.
What is the business?
The other business? So there's an auto body shop, which we just partnered with someone, and that's been a lot of work. So it'll be worth it.
Of course.
It'll be worth it. It's just a lot of work right now, and the initial investment to get something up and running, and to make a business successful. So we're dealing with all of that right now. And then there's a kava bar in Utah. So kava for us, for Pacific Islanders, it's a traditional drink. It's made from a root that is pounded into a powder, and then you basically knead and sift it into a drink. It's becoming more and more popular in the U.S. As a supplement, a natural supplement. It helps with anxiety and sleep. But it's also becoming popular in the social scene. So, people who don't exactly like alcohol or how it affects them, it makes you more hyper and whatever. They actually really like kava because it's more relaxing. It's just completely different. And there's actually many kava bars that are popping up in the U.S.
Oh, nice.
Florida, which doesn't have a large Pacific Islander population, has a ton of them.
Are you gonna open one in Peninsula?
Yes.
Very cool.
I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. That business, there was no business during COVID. It was completely shut. It was non-essential. There was no business. There was really no way to pivot. We tried a few different things. We tried getting on like a delivery service and people could order and, it'd be delivered, or we would just sell the kava powder.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really work, so it was best to just kind of let it sit.
Mm-hmm. Did you sell it online, like via, like you said, the kava powder, right? Did you sell it via Amazon or any other like online platforms that you can continue generating revenue and serving your clients?
Yeah, we did not. We
Okay.
probably should have, but at the same time, our kava supply that we get is usually just enough to sustain the business
Mm-hmm.
and not enough to sell and distribute.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a business page for that?
Yes, I
for
do.
that. Okay, so people can order from business page, from Facebook business page for the kava powder, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Okay.
It's very nice, and also, how do you like same way like you leverage the third party to deliver the powder, right?
Yeah, we don't get a lot of deliveries with that. Most of the people for that business, they want to come in. It's basically about the environment.
Right.
Sometimes we have live music. It's more like acoustic set. But most of the time,
it's actually like bringing a new culture.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Most of the time, it's a group of people. They come and they sit in a circle around a table. There's one bowl. Each person has a cup. You drink, you talk, you tell stories, you laugh, you sing. There's a lot of music involved. Yeah.
So as a female business like businesswoman, right? As a businesswoman and as a mom, as a wife, and as a leader, and as a business owner who is running multiple business at the same time. Question: how do you manage this?
With very little sleep.
Wow.
No,
I know that you're honest.
Yeah, I sleep enough. I think you just have to be really good at multitasking. But then more importantly, it's about your team. So I have a really, really great team. The auto body is really new. We're still building that team. But as far as the restaurant and the kava bar, my team is amazing. I definitely would not be able to do anything without them. So, yeah, we've been very lucky.
Yeah, so it's teamwork. It's teamwork.
Yep. Yeah.
Very nice, very cool. And then what else that you especially wanted to share tonight with the community, besides what we just talked, like during, because like we're all in this together, right? And as a business owner, it's never easy, but it's extremely hard during COVID, right? And anything that you're positive during times like this, and anything else that you want to share with the community.
I would just say, like I said, it's all about your team, both, in your business and your home team, because, in both, it's so important. When I have to work or if I have to go to Utah or something, I have my niece and her husband, they help with the kids, my nieces. My sisters, they're always willing to jump into everyone, actually, my whole family. My husband has been amazing. Like sometimes I get so wrapped up in working and stuff, and then he'll be the one that remembers, like, okay, we have to feed the kids, we have to feed ourselves, we gotta do, so that's been great. And he's like my partner. We talk about everything. We talk everything out, about the business, bounce ideas off of each other, make decisions. All of my siblings, our management team and our staff at the restaurant, everyone is just amazing. So it's critical to have a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family team and the business team as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, just focus on the team and treat people well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, treat people well. Treat people the way that you wanted to be treated, and also cherish them, take care of them.
And when you do, they will bend over backwards anytime you need help.
Wow.
I think that's one of the biggest things. My biggest lesson in life, in business, in family. Yeah.
That you need to have a good team and to persevere, especially on the entrepreneurship journey, right?
Yeah.
It's never easy. If you don't have a team, it's gonna be extremely harder.
Yes, much harder.
Yeah, so much harder. Thank you so much, Fusi. And I am so humbled that here tonight, and especially talking with you and having this conversation. I know that you definitely inspired so many females in our community, and especially. You're coming from different culture actually, but you're thriving in Peninsula, and then you're growing the awareness of your culture, and also you're doing amazing in business and taking the leadership and building, like you mentioned, building your family team and your business team, and then making as much impact as you can, right? So for those of you who are watching us tonight, I hope that Fusi's story can truly touch your heart and can also bring the hope and light into your life. And just so you know that there is always hope, and there is always people who are not just surviving but thriving and figuring out the ways and to make an impact in the community. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for watching the show. And we'll see you next week at the same time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, I really do enjoy the conversation, then like your story as well. And especially I learned family team.
Yeah.
Right? That's actually the first time I heard about the word. Like I heard about the team and I heard about the business, but I actually never heard about like family team, right?
Yeah.